All right, we are talking about Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 8. And just to remind everyone, that's Season 1 of 5 seasons. We have at least another 4 seasons of this. Just to be clear, we have 4 more seasons of Rings of Power.
And on that note, I'll be going to the dentist later, and that's a better situation.
And here's how it works. If we like something, we give it an upvote. And if we dislike something, we give it a down vote. And at the end...
If the numbers disappear, you know something's really bad.
Yes, at the end of the review, we're going to average those 2 numbers, and that will be the official score for this episode of Rings of Power. And so far, Rings of Power has been pretty much in the negatives for like 4 episodes straight, just so you know.
I think all of them, no?
No, not all of them. A couple of them had like a 1 or 2 score.
Oh, wow.
But like,
lucky Rings of Power.
That's when we were trying to be nice. We were like, oh, we got to give it a chance.
Oh, that was the beginning. I got it, yes. Yeah, okay.
The second Galadriel got on the horse, we're like, oh, okay. Click, 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 click. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. We open with them attempting to take our jobs. Just to be clear, listen to the official podcast only at Amazon Music. Can you stay in your lane? All right, $1 billion for this series. Can you just can you let us do the podcast, please? Damn it, I don't get it. You know, we make $14 on a year on reviewing your content. Let us have the $14, please. Jeez.
I want to read something here. I want to give a downvote for this right away.
Right away.
And I want to read something that I thought was really great from Forbes.com. And it says here, The Rings of Power has wrapped up its first season, and all I can say is, shame on everyone who had a hand in this travesty.
This is Forbes?
This is Forbes.
Wow, some teeth on Forbes.
Yeah, dude. Well, wait, it says, I've never seen an adaptation of a major work so badly abused, so fundamentally altered, or so disrespectfully handled as the creators of the Rings of Power have treated the Lord of the Rings. Tolkien's creation barely shines through the dreck.
Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Epic. Find that author's name, please. Let's start following this dude.
Ben Rothenstein.
Wow. Good for you, Ben.
Yeah.
He'll be fired next week, but good for you, Ben.
No. Eric Kane, senior contributor.
Oh, so he probably has tenure. Okay.
He's just tired like I am, man. Like, hey guys, who's that there? Is that Nori or is that the stranger?
That's the stranger. That's Meteor Man.
Rocket
Man. Or
what's up, Gandalf?
I guess we should just say Gandalf now, right? Because hi
Gandalf, what's up? So okay, can we just address this really quick?
He's here a millennia before he should be.
Yeah, like way before. Like he doesn't enter in the Second Age. And listen, when you just stop following the story that J.R.R. Tolkien laid out, like what's the point? Like, why do that? Because now you're just ruining it for everybody. I mean, this is what people are going to think actually happened in Lord of the Rings, and it's just patently false.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
This is made for the normies, dude.
It's not made for Tolkien fans. See, I think we've said that before. This is not made for Tolkien.
No, it's not. This is not for Tolkien. Yeah. And this is not really made. It's also not made to make more Tolkien fans because
right.
I sort of understand the concept of a studio saying, look, we have this fan group sort of locked in. We might do something that might piss them off a little bit, but it might gain us, a 30% rise in new fans that will then follow us, and then we can slow play the old fans and get them back on board while maintaining the new fans. And that's what Star Trek is basically doing without saying they're doing it. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I can see how that strategy would be a good business decision. I get that. I don't like it, but I understand it. This is not making new Tolkien fans.
No, not at all. I mean, now if this guy ends up, now listen, and I'll apologize. If this ends up being one of the blue wizards, there's 2 blue wizards that show up, I think, in the Second Age, possibly. If this is Tom Bombadil, but the problem is it's not, because he uses the line you said later. Just follow
Yes.
your nose. And,
Yeah, he
and
tells
that's what Gandalf says.
he tells Brandyfoot, just follow your nose, and that's literally what Gandalf said to one of the hobbits, just follow your nose in the Fellowship of the Ring.
For some weird reason, this guy also has like a lot more power than Gandalf has. Like Gandalf isn't like isn't like a guy full of magic really.
He's not Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he doesn't like shoot things or make the wind go crazy. You know, it's not really. He's got little tricks. He's like a wizard. He has an internal power. He has the ability to convince people of things. You know, due to the fact that eventually he'll be wearing one of the rings, one of the elven rings. But yeah.
So Slim Shady here actually thinks that he is Sauron, right?
So, like, you guys don't know he's not Sauron. It just kills me. Like, They think he's Sauron. They say, Sauron, we found you. And so
my first downvote right here.
Yeah, and here's what's really bad. This character, if you go back like 10 seconds, what was this character a minute ago?
I don't know.
Okay, stop. Why the F is this character? Go ahead and play it. Does it look like Nori?
Right.
And then turn into this witch?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of that?
Like, yeah. Like, she has power. Well, it's not really a she, because he uses his power, right? And he sees something else, right?
But what I'm trying to say is, why did that witch use... You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So she's
Like,
she can teleport, she can blink, she has shape-shifting powers. She's like a character from League of Legends at this point.
Well, they wanted to make... I think the writers wanted to make us know that this person has some sort of power, but it was just awkward to make her look like... Why would you pick that figure? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know, other than... It's so juvenile. Like, it's such a juvenile decision for a show, for a writer or a show person. Hey, you know what we'll do? We'll make her Nori and then switch into like what's really the witch. And it's like, okay, great. Who's the person in the room who says, why did we do that?
Yeah, why? What?
Why did we do that? Well, because it's cool.
It's cool.
Okay,
yeah, but story-wise, why?
Yeah, like why for the story? They'll just think it's cool. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, is that what it is?
No one. That's the writer rooms. Are not. And by the way, seeing what we're seeing at like Quantum Leap and House of the Dragon, there are clearly writer rooms that are not having this problem, and that's
They've
great.
got it figured out.
They've got it figured out, because for a long time we were under the impression like, okay, just all writers have no backbone, and when they're commanded to do something, or when other writers have bad ideas, no one speaks up. Apparently, that's what's happening. But thankfully, we're getting shows like Quantum Leap and House of the Dragon that clearly have a good writing room, and there has to be criticism moving around, because they're making such good decisions. But in this writing room, it must be nothing but cowards that want to keep their job and they don't want to make waves.
Yeah, and if writers, listen, if it's not you, if like you wrote something else and the director like changed it up and said we're going to do it this way, we're sorry. Okay? Because it is possible that the director made that happen.
Yeah, the directors could. Yeah,
So-
that's another thing too. Like, the director could be the main problem here. Like, literally modifying, because you can actually modify during. It's like when you have a shooting schedule on set. I've actually been on set. You can get your pages for that day, and you can make changes and corrections. The director can make changes and corrections, or modifications mid shoot. If he feels like it's going to play better, he doesn't have to follow. Like, the writers are not like the gods of the set. Like, they're pieces of what they're going to try to follow along. But a lot of the times, actors and directors modify what the words that they wrote. Even in the story they wrote. Think about any comedy movie where 75% of it is ad lib. The actors are really controlling the way that story's going, and all they're really following is the bullet points.
Yeah, when we're like getting mad at JD Payne and Patrick McKay, we need to throw Wayne Yip in there. He's directed, I believe, almost every episode of this first season. And he doesn't have any. He directed some Doctor Who and some Wheel of Time. That's like that's what he's got in his pocket. And guess what? With the Lady Doctor, Doctor Who, He doesn't have a good record.
Oh,
with
gosh.
directing.
That
So
is the
he's
worst
directed
Doctor
almost
Who.
every one of these things. So this guy's got to take responsibility also for the crap. Maybe not the story, but the fact that the pacing sucks and everything is so slow. Even though this one was a little better, at the end, like there's just this mind-numbing slowness as the hobbits say goodbye for 36 minutes.
I know it's
it's like
mind-numbingly slow.
Rip my eyes out. I want to rip my eyes out. And then they do the same thing with when they're making the rings.
Yes. Speaking of which, we literally get into the next scene where Galadriel is slow motion riding a horse.
Why?
Why?
Why is she? That's the director, guys. That's the director.
This is so unnecessary in every way. This is wasting our time. This is the finale. By the way, this is the finale. Right? This is the finale. I believe it's the finale, right?
This is the season finale.
Right. It's the finale of the season.
I don't know, man. I don't know about this guy.
This should be like the top-notch episode, bro. Like
he started out directing music videos and naturally progressed to short films. I don't know.
And then from there, Wheel of Time and Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, the most expensive, and most shows have like multiple directors for like a season. Every time I open up IMDb, it's this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you usually have different directors that direct different episodes depending on like their strengths. Like, look at the Orville.
I'm sorry. So last episode was Charlotte Brandstrom. So she actually did a couple, but Wayne Yip did. Wayne Yip did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the finale. So you got to own that, dude.
All right. So what's his name? Bron.
No, this is.
No, I know, but what's the human's name again?
Halbrand.
Halbrand is actually there in bed getting treated for his extensive injuries. Just to be clear. Also, he was riding a horse
for like a long time.
Right. And she's there talking to
Elrond
Hubbard. Anyways,
no, not that guy.
Elrond. Thank you, X-Ray. I appreciate that. This is gonna help me with the name. It's X-Ray. Thank you, Amazon. Yeah.
Peter.
I mean, dude, I used to have like on my screen, I had like this whole like tree, and the thing is, there's so many names.
Oh no, I know, bro. I know. I've got to use IMDb, and then half the time I'm like still looking for people.
That's crazy.
So Elrond's like, look, I'm sorry. I put you off onto the ship. And she's like, sorry. I didn't feel worthy.
I should have trusted you.
It was kind of a weird comment that she said. She's like, I didn't feel worthy to go. That's not what it was. You wanted to kill Sauron so bad. So you jumped in the water and you literally jumped on top of him.
Right.
Like Sauron was in the middle of the water. Think about that for a second.
That's wild.
What's up with that? Why was he in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, what was his plan?
On a raft?
Yeah. Why was he in a raft?
The hell, writers? Why was he in a raft? You know why he was on a raft, Brian? Because Galadriel was on a raft.
Right.
They're like, okay, she's in the water. I know we're gonna
put
Sauron on a raft.
On the raft, yes.
Well, he didn't. Hey, listen. He wanted to stay in Numenor. He wanted to chill. What the heck?
Yeah.
Why are you in a raft in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, all of these actions, by the way, are contrary to everything he's actually trying to do.
It's weird.
If he's Sauron, I think he's a horrible bad guy because he's like, I don't want to go to Mordor. I want to hang out here. And he's being dragged along by Galadriel to every one of these events, basically.
Like Galadriel got him to this point.
Right. Like she is responsible 100% for Sauron being where he is right now. That room is cool, by the way. The room is really cool. Like the bed or whatever it is, sort of cool.
Oh, it's the anvil. Oh no. This is the anvil. This is the room where.
This is the room they make the rings or whatever. That's right.
Yeah, Celebrimbor does all of his stuff here.
My bad. I didn't know anyone know what it was. It's cool looking though.
Well, and Halbrand says, so where is the great Halibut. And this is that is actually kind of good because in the original story, Sauron, who's actually an elf, pretending to be an elf, the elf of gifts, I think he is. Interesting. He's like, he basically convinces Celebrimbor to, trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the jewels that are going to go on the rings.
These are the gems. I've never seen anything like them before. I feel like you have, Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's not suspicious at all that he's in here. Like, look.
Oh, the moment he's in there. Okay, so if you're a Tolkien fan, the moment he's there, like you're like, oh, okay, this is definitely Sauron, because Sauron is the one who, the reason the rings of power were forged was because of Sauron, and he actually helps provide the secret with how it's done. So you're like, if you're a fan of Tolkien, this is Sauron. Now, granted, everybody else maybe didn't know, all the normies, right? Mm-hmm. They think it's the stranger right now.
Right. And that's the pyrite, right?
Yes, the mithril pyrite, yes.
That's basically what it is, right?
Yeah.
The
King of Numenor.
He's still dying. Okay.
They're gonna make some images of him, and they're gonna have some statues, and so the daughter of Elendil is drawing him. Yeah. Right. Everybody gets an hour to. I don't know. It was really weird the way they set that up.
So the king's name is Tar Palantir, and the daughter's name is Arian. These names are so hard. I don't understand.
Well, it's funny is the Palantir is that thing that the ball.
Palantir, Tar Palantir. Yeah.
The Palantir is the thing you look into. It's just a weird name. So
yeah. I don't know these names, man.
So he basically starts telling her, he thinks that she's his daughter, the queen.
The blind queen now.
The blind queen, and it's not. And he's basically saying, you got to bring us back to the old ways or the island's going to be destroyed. She pulls the cover off the Palantir, and she's obviously about to look into it.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Gonna see what's happening.
One object for all of Middle-earth.
So this is interesting because Gil-galad there, the idea comes up to actually Celebrimbor decides he wants to build a crown, right? And he wants to fashion this crown for Gil-galad to wear that will project and protect all the elves via the crown, I don't know, doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And Gil-galad's like, yeah, no, that sounds evil, power. There's a problem there. That's not how we do things. We're all going back. All right, tell the elves to get on the ships. Let's go. Right. And Elrond convinces him to wait and to give them a little more time. And all because Halbrand has given him this idea to mix different metals. Halbrand's given him the idea. Yeah, different alloys.
He gave him the idea of alloys? The elves didn't know how to make alloys?
I thought that was a little weird. Yeah.
Of course they know how to make alloys. What are you talking about? Look at their armor, their swords, all their weapons, their ships.
It seemed like a basic idea that we would have thought of, but Celebrimbor apparently never thought of that idea.
I'm sorry. No, that is just absolutely silly. Alloys were you understand the Bronze Age in the real world? It was a very, very short time because the second they figured out how to make it better, they did. A little tin, little steel, boom, boom, boom. We're good to go. Guys, alloys, I feel once you can melt metal and make things, your next step is, what if I mix metals?
Yeah. And they've done that, obviously.
Clearly.
So that deserves a downvote. That's really dumb.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we don't know what the secret was that Sauron gave them to do it, and so they had to come up with something. I think it should have been something a little more complicated, other than, you mix nickel with, with whatever steel, and it's
steel is an alloy.
What I'm saying is that was the examples he was giving, something like that.
Right. So he basically told them you can make alloy. I guarantee you, there is no way their swords are made out of soft metal.
Right.
It's not possible. It's not. It's not possible. Like that I understand they had to give him a reason. That's a bad reason.
Well, the dagger eventually is the dagger that she gives up, her brother's dagger. They need the gold, the pure gold and silver from where it was made, this ancient place, this other place, right? Now, you're telling me that gold and silver is what she's stabbing people with?
No
and
way.
There's not some sort of alloy involved in that?
No, it has to be an alloy. Gold is so soft you can bend it yourself. Yeah.
Right. So that made absolutely no sense. They melted down the gold and silver and then poured it directly in to make the rings. So there was a lot more than just gold and silver in that dagger she had. So it's kind of a basic problem.
Right. Yeah. Gold is it has to be an alloy. Period. The end. That's it.
Yeah.
Unless science, like everything just works so differently. I guess gold is hard in this Middle Earth. I suppose.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right. Look at these names. Solum Brimador.
Not of the flesh, but over flesh.
Over flesh.
She's like, where did you hear that from? Did you hear it from Halbrand? I don't know why she suddenly became like suspicious of him. Like there wasn't like a good reason to be suspicious of him yet. See, this is another part of bad writing. Yeah. Like we know that she's suspicious of Sauron, of the elf who comes in and Sauron pretends to be. We know that. But like, what was the reason she was suspicious of Halbrand?
Right, after she saved his life and spent all his time with him and all that.
Yeah. What was the reason? Because he was like helping forge stuff?
Yeah, and we already established that he was really into blacksmith stuff.
Yeah, so like what was up with that? What made her? There is nothing. Okay, I'll give you the answer. Nothing made her. Yeah. It said in the script that Galadriel now doesn't trust him.
AKA downvote.
So downvote. Yeah, please.
Downvoted. Good point there, Shane.
It's like,
especially when you spent all that time convincing people that he was really into blacksmithing.
Literally. And which Sauron, by the way, knew how to smith. So
right.
It's a master smith.
Master Smith. Oh yeah, she's
so now I need you to go. Now this is another dumb thing. Okay, you're telling me that Galadriel doesn't know when was the last time there was a king in the south when she has spent millennia on Middle Earth looking for Sauron? She doesn't know the last time there was a king in the south. How long would it take to find that out? Maybe 10 minutes?
Yeah, good point.
Okay, I mean, it's just downvote.
Downvote.
Sorry.
I'm certain of it. Working with the Elven Smiths of Eragon. Oh my god. All of a sudden she's real suspicious.
Yeah, she's like really suspicious, and he's like, it's cool, we hang. What's up?
All good, bro. That's right. I'm gonna go. Alright, so they think the stranger is Sauron.
He's even got the map to the place where they need to go, which basically is Mordor.
Right.
I will say, the creepy witch, they did a good job making her look creepy.
Slim Shady?
Yes, the Slim Shady priest or witch is really creepy.
Yeah. Because I'm Slim Shady, so I'm the real Shady.
Not that there was one of those in Lord of the Rings.
No. No, yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah, just, So they're going to free Gandalf, but it's a trap. This is another thing. Like, why was there a trap set?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know they were there, right? Or they didn't let us know they knew we were there. But suddenly,
I have a question. Even if they knew they're there, why would they care? It's a Harfoot.
They could kill him in like a heartbeat.
Yeah, they don't even set a trap for a little dumb Harfoot.
Yeah,
that's like setting a trap for like a guinea pig. That don't add up. Downvote time. Yeah. Oh god, and then they start fighting with magic or whatever. Oh gosh.
I'm gonna throw fireballs everywhere. I mean, very impressive, evil-looking thing here.
Fireballs. You get a fireball, and you get a fireball. Everyone gets a fireball, and I'm just gonna.
So these witches are they like? We never did find out about these witches. Like, what are they? Like, are they supernatural?
Yeah, they're those things. Remember from the Lord of the Rings with the
But,
Oh man,
but we don't know, right?
I'm pretty sure that's what they are. They're like what are they called again?
The Melkor.
Yes.
They didn't, but they don't really. They
Okay.
almost seem like they're from Middle Earth, though. It's weird.
It also seems like she's shocked that she has the ability to make fire. Like,
Yeah, they like exactly. There's like some weird things going on here, man. Like just nothing makes sense.
he has a
Now
staff.
he's got her staff.
Yeah, this is the moment where I think they reveal.
He can suddenly speak too, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. He is not Sauron. He is the other.
So the Istar is Gandalf, Saruman. All those guys were the Blue Wizards, the Brown Wizard. All those guys were the Ishtar. So now we know it's one of those.
I'm good.
Which, by the way, was lame. Like, so lame. He's like, I'm not him. I'm good. And it's like, what the hell? Like, could you pick something better?
Yeah.
You gotta say, I'm good.
See, they are those things, Shane.
They're not Nazguls. They're not. I know they look like that, but they're not. He's just Nazguls were the men, the men of old were the Nazguls.
Why does she have the crown and everything?
I don't know, but they're not Nazguls. I know that some people have put that out, but that is not what they're. I think they just wanted a cool effect, like as he was like. Apparently, Gandalf can destroy them, so that's interesting. Butterfly,
moth or something.
Maybe he'll be Radagast. He controls animals.
I don't know. So stupid.
No, he's Gandalf. What am I talking about?
He's definitely Gandalf, bro.
Of course,
follow your nose, Brandyfoot. Like when I heard that, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
I don't even remember a whole lot from Lord of the Rings, but I remember that.
Oh, he ends up dying. There's the death scene.
Oh, what, he got attacked by bees, or
during the trap, he was trying to hold the stranger, but it turned into, I don't know, Slim Shady Witch.
Because I'm so shady. That's so stupid.
Oh yeah, back on the ship now. There's only one ship. Now you saw all the supplies. Where are they hidden?
Yeah, this ship is massive. Underneath, I'm telling you, it's like an iceberg. Because like there's this guy's name is Valandil, looks like.
I don't care.
Yeah, who cares?
Literally, there's no point in the story.
Right. He shouldn't even have a name.
There's Valandil.
Valandil's gone now.
It's kind of pointless conversation here, like
I'm blind now.
We know you're blind. We don't need to keep talking about it.
My father once told me. Even at the cost.
It's so dumb because they showed it twice. Like she says it and he also says it in the same show. So dumb. Of course, the big thing here is he sees the flags, which he knows, but she does not know that her father is dead.
Right.
So.
All right. Cool.
And he's looking evil over him. So they make.
Sorry.
So they make the rings in like 15 minutes. Now here's a few things that are going to really go bad here.
It's funny because like time, we don't have any time. Well, you would have had time had you not spent most of the episode on unnecessary characters. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Someone button that up.
Well, just note, it takes about 90 years to make the rings, according to Tolkien time, but they did it here in about 15.
15 minutes.
Yes, 15 minutes.
Not 15 years, 15 minutes.
Here's also something else that you'll find interesting. This is the Rings of Power, right? The show?
Right.
So before the 3 elven rings were made, the rings for men and the rings for dwarves were made first. Made with the help of Sauron and Celebrimbor. And the elven rings were made after, unknown to Sauron. Now, granted, they're made unknown to Sauron as well here. But where are those other rings of power that are like paramount to the story, to the Lord of the Rings? Like paramount. Why were they not made?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, they just totally broke from the story.
Yeah, they broke from like
Rings of Power.
like you mean they broke from like the actual story Lord of the Rings?
Right. It's
Like,
weird.
Like the basis of the entire thing?
Right. Yes, and mind you, the 3 elven rings don't even work until the one ring is lost. So there's some problems here. And now, of course, we find out, she finds out he's Sauron. And nobody else is surprised but Galadriel.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Galadriel, like, what? Really? Even though it's wrong that they spend like a solid 15 seconds looking at her looking confused. Personally, as a non-fan of this show, I find it hilarious just watching her sit there like, I don't know what to do.
Well, it's dumb because like they spend like 15 minutes with Finrod trying to convince her that Sauron is good. I mean, come on. This woman has been searching for Sauron for thousands of years. You think she's going to suddenly believe that's really her brother? I mean, come on. I mean, I get they're doing the whole like the devil tempting Jesus kind of thing here. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Morfydd Clark is a beautiful woman. Like,
all right.
Like her eyes are like striking, but boy, she had bad Galadriel. So I can't get past that. I'm sorry, Morfydd. I'm sorry, bro.
Back on the thing out there. I wish they would have told us like what his motivation was. Like if they would have said something like, "I was out here waiting for you." Like if they would have said like Sauron was like, "I knew you wouldn't. I knew you'd jump off that ship, and I was just waiting for you. We were always meant to be." Yeah, whatever. If they'd like come up with something different, like why is he out there in the ocean? Someone tell us.
Lie to me, Jerry. Lie to me.
Why is Sauron in the ocean when his orcs are like setting up Mount Doom?
Yeah, this makes no sense.
Couldn't he have had something to do like when the actually Mount Doom happened? Wouldn't it have been cool if like Halbrand was the one who turned the key or something? Like that would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense,
right?
If he snuck away or something.
Anything.
You could have shown it in like a flashback where it's like, because he can shapeshift, right? Where he turns the key,
yes,
and then like the camera pans up and it's his face.
Yeah, something, anything.
Damn, we got
anything.
We gotta start helping these people right.
Anything. She does. Where's Kellum? Is he done? Did he do it? And it's like she still doesn't even tell Elrond what happened. He doesn't tell these guys that basically Sauron got him.
You know that guy we were looking for like 1,000 years? So he's in the garden?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Downvote at least 2 or 3 times for me. I mean, I keep missing.
I forgot to. Downvote.
True creation requires sacrifice. That's what she was told. And now she must sacrifice her knife, even though... Are they surrounded by like elven gold and silver?
They're surrounded by it. They're surrounded by it. They're in the kingdom. They aren't in a cave somewhere.
Yeah. Why do they have to give up her brother's?
This isn't Tony Stark making the Iron Man costume. They're in a kingdom full of gold and silver. Elven gold and silver. Like, what are you talking about? You don't have to sacrifice pieces of valuable things when you are surrounded by the same material.
Well said.
Jeff Bridges in that movie, by the way, he's like, Tony Stark did in a cave with some scraps. I'll never forget that line because you're like, that was like the moment where you're like, oh yeah, that's right. He's that cool.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Speaking of not genius.
In your tongue, it's called wizard. Like, how do you know what her tongue is? Wizard. How did you become this like guy who knows everything all of a sudden? Downvote.
Yeah.
Like, how did you go from not being able to speak to knowing everything?
5 minutes ago, he was a mute homeless junkie. Okay?
Right. Who didn't know where he was walking.
Right.
Right.
Who had to rely on the goodness of Brandyfoot the Heartfoot just to survive.
Right.
This whole thing is so stupid.
I hate everything about this.
I hate it so much. I hate the Heartfoot so much. Oh my God, I hate that.
Like another downvote here for me because they spend. I'm no joke. I believe it's like 7 minutes. like saying goodbye and hugging and crying. Like, do they have like a time limit on this final? They're like, look, guys, we got to stretch this thing about 20 minutes. Or no, that's just the way they do things.
This actor right here.
He's like,
I'm
just lucky to be here.
What did I sign up for, bro? Oh my god.
Right.
Oh my god. He doesn't even have a name credit. Poor guy. Okay. All the Harfoots are the worst. They all look.
Is that an elf Harfoot? Go back.
Yeah, that's what it was, right? He has elf ears.
Second. Do they have elf ears? Does Nori have elf? Do they all have elf ears?
It's hard to tell because they have all that trash on their heads. They literally adorn their heads like Kazon from Star Trek. They look like.
Dang it! I feel really dumb right now, but I'm gonna look up Bilbo's ears.
Maybe he has the ears. I don't know.
Oh no, they're pointy.
Oh, they are. Okay, I guess that fits.
Okay, my bad, dog. My bad. For a second, I guess it's just nothing I ever really thought about.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because they have, like I said, they have all that garbage on their head, dude.
Frodo, Bilbo, all of them pointed.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, that guy's pointed too. Oh, have a good time, Brandyfoot. Oh God.
Mom
says,
says,
how long this is taking? Oh my God. This is
Mom says, be bold. Be bold, Brandyfoot. Don't be safe. Be bold.
Fortune favors the brave.
Where's Matt Damon? Get his butt in here.
Yeah. Matt Damon owes me some money. Okay? I lost everything in that deal.
Because of you.
He's like, fortune favors the brave. Brave enough to take this acting job. What's up?
Stupid Super Bowl commercial.
Jesus. Dude, they're still talking. Oh my God.
I was listening to all of it, Father.
Oh, they're still talking.
You told me to not do the wash.
Finally. Oh, nope. She got to talk to someone else.
Now we got more. We got more. The Pocky's got to come over and cry. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Now we're going to talk some more.
Oh, let's talk some more. Yeah.
You got to follow your nose.
You got to follow your nose, Brandyfoot. Follow your nose.
He knows where to go now.
Like, what are you, Toucan Sam, bro? You looking for the cereal?
Some Fruit Loops.
Follow your nose. Oh
Did you
my
just call
God.
her Eleanor Brandyfoot? Now he knows her like her full name and everything.
Eleanor Brandyfoot. Follow your nose. I don't know. It's so stupid. Oh, now I just got Matt down the sword. This makes no sense. I'm downvoting this again.
Downvote it for me too. Listen, honestly, like it takes 15 minutes because this whole process, like we watched like the whole thing take a long time. Watch.
Yeah.
See it melt down. Now they melt it down. Alloys there, not gold and silver.
Thank you, Sauron.
When you go to stab somebody, the hilt would like bend.
Gold is not. Gold is so soft.
Really is like 24. That's why you don't ever see 24 karat gold.
Guys, you can bite gold.
Yes.
You can literally make a tooth impression with your own bite force in gold.
That's how they used to test it.
Right. Yes. That's when I get those gold eagles. I have like 2 of them now, and I've done that. I'm like, okay, all right. Oh, they're making it.
Now they're gonna wrap it. Oh yes, Elrond figures it out.
Yeah. So Galadriel decided to just keep that from him and let him continue making them. I don't understand the thought process. Do you understand the thought process? Am I missing something?
I believe she thinks, oh crap, I don't want to say anything because I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Right? That must be what happened.
Wouldn't it vindicate her if the person she's been looking for 1,000 years was in their backyard?
No, because she brought him there. I mean, he did tell her, like, I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you, or something like that. And so, yeah, so he's kind of right in that respect. But is she that immature to think that it's more beneficial to not say something to cover to. So now she's all about covering her own butt, right? Like when did that start happening?
Right.
You know. And here's the 3 rings, of course, that eventually will be worn by Elrond, Gandalf, and Galadriel.
Yeah, but they don't have power yet.
They don't. They don't have power. I'm very curious if when season 2 comes. I'm actually not very curious. I don't give a shit. But
there he is, looking like a boss.
Well, okay, I got another downvote.
Is it bad that I'm rooting for Sauron?
No.
Okay.
Okay. How the hell did he get to Mount Doom?
Oh yeah,
in like a day and a half.
Yeah, instantly, because
like
we've established this. He has access to fast travel.
I know, but it just kills me, man.
I mean, that's a cool shot, by the way. Like that is a shot worthy of a poster. In fact, if this show was even remotely good, this would be selling out on Amazon's website.
Yeah, art department is killing it. Let's just, you know what?
Yeah.
Upvote for art department.
There you go. I'll upvote it too for the art department because that's a cool shot. I'll be using that in the thumbnail of this clip.
2 downvotes for a crappy season 1.
Yes.
That didn't respect Tolkien's vision. That didn't respect.
I gave it 3 downvotes. No, I'm gonna give it 4 downvotes because that's 4 more episodes than I wanted to be here.
All right. Well, okay.
And this has officially been the most downvoted episode of TV we have ever reviewed in the history of this system. -12.
Yeah, poorly made show, poorly written show, doesn't follow the canon, doesn't respect the original stuff. All boo, 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 terrible, terrible. Oh, and by the way, if you guys didn't know, it was Galadriel's idea to make the 3 elven rings. Like
Galadriel!
Because 1 is not good. 2, like they're going to fight over the power. 1 person can have all the power. 2 people, and then 3, it's balanced. Kind of like the United States system of checks and balances.
Oh, God.
But Galadriel came up with that idea. Now, granted, we don't know who. I don't believe we know who came up with the idea to do the 3 elven rings. Maybe there is, but of course it's going to be her for the show.
And that's it. -12, my friends. -12. Yeah. But to its credit, it finally ended.
It's over.
I don't have to be here next week doing this.
It is over.
Right.
At least till next year.
No, next year. Although we're not done with fantasy. Just to be clear, we still have House of the Dragon. We have Willow coming up. We have Dungeons and Dragons coming up. So if you're a fan of this kind of content... What's that?
Wheel of Time? I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy. I'm sorry.
You bastard. You're going to make me watch Wheel of Time.
Yeah, we got to keep doing it.
Oh, God. Wheel of Time. Oh, it's so bad. We are going to be reviewing all of that. So do not miss out if you're a fan of fantasy, even if you're a fan of just ripping on fantasy, because that's sort of what we're doing right now. But guess what? When we're watching House of the Dragon, we're not ripping on it. And I feel like Willow might be a pretty good show, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, hit the subscribe button on the way to the comment section. Let us know what you guys thought of this entire series. And please, please, please like the video and subscribe if you're into this kind of content, because we are planning on doing it a lot. That's it. Let us know what you gave it. What score did you give it? You know? Were you around -12?
And if you weren't, why not?
What's going on? All right, that's it. Let us know. Love you guys. Later.